second here. Let me double check. Doesn't show it yet. Let me see. Bear with me a second. Okay, we're live. We're back live.
Yeah, Pizza Planet.
Pizza Planet. My fiance's actually got a
Fuck,
Pizza Planet fucking sweater.
bro, why is the very first video I look up for you like me and you on Bolo Island? This is so ass.
The
Are you
dump.
live?
Yo, Leatherface. Yes, I'm live.
Okay. But yeah, we were just finishing talking about EU, dude. But I don't know, man. Like, it's funny because me and Rips have talked before,
Hmm.
and like, he tells me like, hey, man, just like he's like, me and you were like really. I feel like we're like relatable. Like we're both just kind of like crazy people who do this stuff, and I'm just like, he's like, they need to make a Netflix documentary about us. I'm like, yeah, giant German man and crazy Mexican alcoholic alter ego, fucking babe. But yeah, that guy's great, man. His Discord's great. It's always fun being around him, and I'm glad we have that energy in my Discord. In many ways, it's affected you as well with the events we've done.
Oh yeah, most
What's up,
definitely, man. Like I
Leatherface? How
said,
you
I
doing, brother?
appreciate it. Oh, Leatherface, what's good, man? Yes, it is Coach. It is Coach.
What's up, big Leatherface?
Um,
But yeah.
yeah. And then so, obviously we got, you got the two events. So you got the pretty much the whole exhibitions that's gonna lead to a finale.
Yes, sir.
Um, of course, that's point based. How do you go about the point based if you don't mind me asking?
It's just 10 points a win.
10 points a win. Okay. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter like a 3-0 or 3-2
No, no,
like
we're not doing none of that bullshit. Anything you do to make my job more complicated, I don't want to do. Oh, he got a 2-1, but it was actually a tie round. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't care. I don't care if you win by an inch or a mile. A win is a win. A
Right.
DQ is worth just as much as a 3-0 as a 3-2. That um but yeah, that's kind of my system. Just keep it simple. And then you know
Makes
who the
sense.
best guys are, man. I mean, yeah. And then just don't repeat the matches and good to go, man.
There you go. Okay. Nice. And I mean, that sounds awesome. Pretty short, sweet, and simple.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Even
pretty.
though
No,
and if you don't mind me asking, what do you prefer personally? Like, do you prefer the exhibitions or do you prefer tournaments or do you
I
like
like
a little bit of both?
exhibitions. I like the atmosphere of going around exhibitions. You kind of you make yourself familiar with chat. Everybody knows who's who, and it's a nice little way to build a community, man. Tournaments are cool, but with tournaments there's a couple different types of players. There's the guys who just legit want money right then and there.
Hmm.
There's the guys who are on the up and coming. They're pretty sweaty, but they might get into the money. Um, there's the guys who they want to play like a new character. They want to do something different, and then there's guys who are just bored, man. And usually I fall into the latter category. I'm just bored. Let's see how I do. Um,
Hmm.
if I get games with Tweety, hey, I'm not going to get games with Tweety outside of this, so let's do it. Um,
Right,
like,
exactly.
like for real, if I get games with Gambler, how often do I get these? Um, so just use it for experience, man. But
Hmm.
you never want to be like that salty tournament player. I've seen that plenty of times. I've never been a salty tournament player. I've gotten salty at exhibitions. Don't get me wrong. Um,
Hmm.
But when it comes to tournaments, who gives a fuck, man? If it's double elimination, you get another chance. You're fine.
There you
You know what
go.
I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, wipe your tears off and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and that's what's kind of cool. Uh, I don't know. I do like both. With exhibitions, like you said, you do get a good feel for a good handful of people.
Hmm.
Um, I think in the pole outlet, um, I don't know how he does his matchmaking, but you know, last year, oh, I'm sorry, last season and this season, I fought like a couple people twice. I think it's just because maybe it's ranking. I think he does.
I think it
Um,
does have to do with that. Yeah.
and it is interesting because you get to know these people and you kind of know their habits. They know
Hmm.
yours. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, and you can either kind of change things up on them, and you can definitely throw them for a loop, or vice versa. Um, and next thing you know, uh, like the tides can definitely change because it's like, okay, this person's been studying me or that other person that they've been losing to and just
Hmm.
completely flip the script. So that part's pretty interesting because there could be a story tied to exhibitions, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
there's whenever you make a card, in my opinion. What's up, SJ? How you doing, brother?
yeah, what's good, SJ?
Um,
Yeah, what's
whenever you
good,
make
Vic?
a what's happening, man? Whenever you make a fight card, and I
Hmm.
learned this from Avil Ritz's mod. He'll be on with me, by the way, next stream. But he
Oh.
yeah, he broke it down to me. Randomly generated, because if you don't, you're basically deciding who's winning and losing, which is an excellent point. Um, Randomly generate it, but then pick certain matches to put on stream. And here's a good point that he told me: it doesn't always have to be the best players on stream. That's a mistake I made for a long time. The
Hmm.
best players, they don't always have to be on stream. Let them run their off stream matches, and just, you know what, let the casuals jump in, because if somebody stumbling across your stream plays at a casual level, he'll look at these players and be like, "Oh shit, I could do this." Meanwhile, Desart
Hmm.
is off stream killing people. Um, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not like,
But
oh man, they're not just doing so and so, you know what I mean? They're not just
it
doing Scar and fucking,
yeah.
You know that reminds me of Mr. Whisperman. Like not to drop the name, but that's one thing I did notice. Every time, like I don't want to be like really specific here, but every time in general that I hop into his stream, it's like the same 8 people, and
Right.
yeah,
That's okay. So, and another thing, Rips. I'll get to SJ's point right now, because that's actually a really good point. But Rips also taught me, and this has been the biggest lesson ever, and that is less is more. And that's not just like, I'm not trying to be like fucking hipster about saying that, but what it means is, used to put on 13 fights a night, 14 fights. Fatigue starts to set in for the viewer after a while, where
Mm.
everything just becomes, there, fatigue really does set in. Where, what's the difference between fight one and fight eight? Um, you don't need all these fighters, and if anything, you're taking up 3 hours of their time. They don't know when they go on.
Mm.
Fallouts are bound to happen. So that's why with me, I do 5 simple, 90 minutes. I'm not going to run out of energy. My co-host is going to thank me for it. Um, and like, I'm sure Thumper, today's stream was easy as hell, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, probably the easiest stream I've ever been a part of,
That's
to
what I'm
be
saying.
100% honest. It was
Quick
just
90 minutes, 100
like there
minutes.
was like maybe a couple mishaps, and that was because either like there was some either connection issues
Hmm.
or and I mean I guess that's kind of mine included, but it went pretty smooth. It wasn't like, oh fuck, so and so didn't show up,
Hmm.
fucking I'm doing this event,
Right.
or nothing crazy like that. Um
There's no fat on it. It's just streamlined. You're up, you're up, you're up, you're up, you're up, and that's it. We're done.
yeah.
It's literally as simple as that, because after 90 minutes, you hit your max peak viewers. You say hello to everybody you're going to say hello to. There's no reason to be on for 3 hours, and I think doing that contributed to a lot of me being unhappy with things, because you're putting in so much time when, after the 2 hour mark, nothing really changes. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, you're just it's kind of dead air at that point, in which it doesn't need to be. If it's a tournament, then by all means, yeah, cool. But
I think
um,
the funny thing is too about it is like there's this I have a bad habit of doing this too, and I do apologize for other OTs or whatever, but let's be honest, I think a lot of us do this. When they're on, of course you're viewing. You know what I mean?
uh-huh.
I'm not gonna be checking out a whole lot of other people's fights. Um, Personally, for one, I don't care unless it's like a really good fight, which happens sometimes, you know. But I think it's perfect because, there's people that are like, okay, well, these fights are going by quick shit. Maybe I can just watch the next fight or I can watch the fight before me. You know what I mean? So I think that actually keeps people to like stay tuned and they're like, okay, there's this short amount of time that I could
Yeah,
miss a good fight. You know what I mean? And like today, there was some pretty good fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. If it's like one of those things where it's like I have to wait 50 minutes for the next fight so we can go sit and talk and this, no, man. Like I think that's what a lot of people get wrong, and I'm still getting it right. Don't get me wrong, but it's pacing, and you know,
hmm
like with tournaments, I see it the most where people put just way too many matches on stream, and it doesn't do anything, man. It doesn't get you more views, clicks, this and that. I've actually gone out of my way to put like the less Hollywood players on stream, like Scar. We don't see him till the semifinals, man. We'll catch you later. I want to see how everybody else is doing, because we know he's gonna
Yes.
be there. Um, but I think if you have an exhibition series, diversify it.
hmm
Rotate people. If Cease and Scar are on one day, then put the Mighty Unjust another. Like you don't have to put everybody on everything. And
hmm
diversify your lineup. Let people know, hey, I have more than just Aztec. I have all these other people, and I think a lot of people get that wrong.
Yeah.
Just my
And
personal
and
opinion,
these other
but yeah,
people are pretty good too. You know what I mean? And they
yeah,
play your character, or they play a character you like to see. You know what I mean?
right.
Um, and that's what's cool about certain things sometimes, because next thing you know, you're like, oh shit. Like for me, if I see a Baraka kicking some ass, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to stay and watch this. You know what I mean? And I gotta
What's up,
learn, yo,
Choco?
what's good, Choco?
What's up, man?
Oh, hey, hey. Well, thank you. You're in the middle of the podcast.
What do you call it? But yeah, dude, pacing is definitely something you have to get down. Like, I just want to make sure everything's smooth and streamlined. And I can't tell you how many matches there are that I want to put on stream, but I'm just like, it doesn't allow it, man. If you want
hmm
to have your time slot and you want to keep everybody happy, then yeah, man. Like Takinada, I've only had him on stream one time. You think I want that, man? I want that dude on all the time. Um, but
hmm
they understand. They understand what I'm trying to do and what's going on. So yeah.
And is there a lot
Um,
of people that kind of complain to you, like, why am I not on stream type of thing, or no?
yeah, all the time.
Oh, really?
Uh,
I personally
yeah,
don't care, but
yeah.
that's just me.
I
Um,
want it to feel special. Like we have 40 players. That means there's a 1 in 4 chance you might get selected for stream. If you're on one day, you'll probably be off the next two.
hmm
Um, I just want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to shine. And like I don't know, everything's randomly generated, but sometimes I'll scramble it a couple more times if it's like I know this person hates facing Sub Zero. Let's at least get him into the series, and then he can face him the next day.
hmm
So there is a bit of that, but also at the end of the day, these guys are all going to fight each other, so it doesn't really matter.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but no, but it's cool, man. Like these NA players starting to kind of mix with the EU guys. They've really kind of I don't know. It's kind of cool having a community around, man. So that's what I really like.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Um, and I mean, Combo Breaker and Evo are, I want to say, around the corner. Um, so yes, speaking of which, Choco, I know we talked about it. I am signed up for MK11. I just didn't get a receipt for it for some weird reason. But anyway, um, so that we got that going on in the future. We do want to see and have WBM at Evo, or just let alone fucking or I don't know if you would call them locals, but I mean just like actual offline events is what I'm trying to say. Oh no shit. Oh nice.
Mm,
Yeah. And chat, can you guys hear Choco? Because Choco is like in outer space trying to talk to us on Earth. Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
yeah.
A little bit. No, Immortal said he can't hear you.
Is your setting set to share? Oh.
Oh, that's why. That's why. All right.
Um. But, but yeah, dude. So this time around, I think less is more, and that's going to be big on keeping my sanity with all these guys, man.
Oh
But
yeah.
also, like, I genuinely like the players that I put on events for now, man. Like, I actually look forward in the morning to seeing what Rinsler has to say, see what Staslov has to say, and if it's just an emote of somebody laughing or being silly, then that's cool too, man. But like, I genuinely enjoy talking to these guys. Like, they're really cool, and
Hmm.
it's really cool knowing that they have my back, and it's really cool knowing that somebody like Rips like supports the hell out of me. Like, I can't tell you how many times he's told me before stream, like, "Hey, I'm gonna raid you today. Just be ready, be online." And
That
you
guy's
know,
got quite the following. It's insane to see that dude's following.
he's got the Riz, man. I don't know what else to tell you. He's got that built-in personality, man, that a lot of us wish we had. And maybe he's not your cup of tea, but I really enjoy what he brings to the table.
Oh, he's
Um,
great. I just can't watch him because he's during a time either I'm at work
Yo,
or
yeah,
yo, what's
I
good,
have
Choco?
to,
But
I
yeah,
have to,
it's hard for
I,
me to watch him because it's just during a time I can't watch, literally. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, certainly do. Um, but it's cool the relationship I've built with him, and me and him have like brainstormed like him trying to help me out, which is really cool because he doesn't have to do that at all. And
Hmm.
he could easily just say, "Hey, man, you'll figure it out." But he's actually gone back and forth with me,
Right.
and we figured he's like, "Here, do this, do that. Let's try this, try that." And then afterwards, he's like messaging me that stream was banger, or he's messaging me, "Hey, let's try this instead." So just like having his support, really cool guy. Um, if it wasn't for him, I honestly wouldn't be doing anything. I'd be back just doing nothing right now. So
Yeah.
happy he's around, man. Shout out to Rips and all of EU. And as far as NA, man, I would say get it together, but the scene entirely just doesn't seem like it really wants to play outside of, you know, I don't know. I don't know how many people are doing it, but I don't know. I think we can do better, man. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's just I honestly don't
Mm.
know. I don't know if it's like fatigue playing with the same people probably for like a year now.
Sure.
Um, and the thing is, maybe they're not used to that because, let's be honest, like I would say a lot of scenes, I'm sure are seeing the same people, day in, day out, Street Fighter or Tekken, or probably other ones, and it's just like,
Right.
or there's these Discord fighting games, and then these guys are just hungry for people to play the fucking game like Killer Instinct or Virtua Fighter, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Um,
dude. If you're a Killer Instinct player, dude, you are. If you see a new name pop up, dude, you must get excited as all hell.
oh, dude,
Like
'cause I I told these dudes that I was interested to do KI, and they were like, yeah, fucking join, man. Like we encourage it. Like they're just the nicest people, man. They really were. And I told them I really enjoy their streams. Sometimes I just can't because they're on while I'm at work or something. Um,
right.
but they're just hungry, man. They really are. They definitely they definitely want eyes on the game. You know what I mean? And I
You know
think
what's
it's just go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Oh no, I was
No,
gonna say. You know what's another scene that's like you'll get a lot of views actually doing it is MKX, dude. They love the Necros there. Love MKX.
yes, they do.
The problem is they're not very consistent as far as it. Like you'll get like 50, 60 people watching you, but I remember I had a time where literally like five of the top eights didn't show up for their match, and I was like, well, tournament's
Whoa.
over, I guess. So it's another scene where like a lot of them are kids, like really, really young. Um, but
Hmm.
yeah, so it's kind of a maturity thing with them. But
They're like me.
yeah, well,
Or me.
no, because they're like I don't know, but like I try to do it. Like I try to put on an exhibition for them, dude, and they could not grasp the concept of what an exhibition was, bro. Like they were like, so how does this work? Do we play another match after? I'm like, no, it's just one match. And I
Hmm.
did one. I did one of them, and then afterwards, there like you could kind of feel like, oh, I was like, all right, this isn't going to be a thing because
Oh,
people
really?
weren't showing up. Yeah, like there it was a hype event, but and then first to threes are a little bit too little.
Because the game's so
Uh,
quick paced.
it's so quick, and so I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should have made these five. And if I put more time into it, I probably could have come up with something good. But at the same time, it was just kind of like, eh.
It's
So
hard.
we just,
It's really hard to do
yeah,
analysis on a game that you really haven't really like dove into, and then you're like, oh, here's the overhead instead of like calling it probably what it is, or like
yeah,
you're not sure how that community is because I mean MKX is such a hardcore game that the the community's like, if you don't get this right, motherfucker,
yeah. No,
you know
it's
what I mean?
true, man. It's true. Um, no, yeah, breaking into a new scene is hard, man. Trust me, I've had to do it a couple different times, and it's something where it's like either they accept you or you're on the back burner, and they'll still come to your events, but it's kind of like priority where their priorities are at, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I don't like about just NA. And like I can't tell you how soul crushing it is. Like when you think the stream's going smooth, and the next thing you know, hey, I'm in this event. It's like, well,
Stuff like that has been kind of scared me to like not do so much other fighting games.
yeah.
Like I've been wanting to do like a Guilty Gear or like a Street Fighter 5. Well, of course there's going to be Street Fighter 6, right? I think
Mhm.
everybody and their mom might be playing that at least, right? But
Yep.
I just think it's going to be like it's going to be hard to like bring in um that crowd, you know what I mean? And then mix in MK because obviously that's kind of home sweet home for me in a sense, you know what I mean?
Right. And one thing I've also learned, if you do not enjoy the game, you are going to hate streaming it. Trust me. Um, I've tried a couple
Mm,
different games, and I always come back to Mortal Kombat because I genuinely enjoy this game. I complain about it like no other, but if I'm enjoying what's on the screen, then it's good, man. Then
right,
I'm not gonna do a game that I don't enjoy, even if I
right.
have the best players in the world playing on it. And
Mm,
it's really interesting seeing how went down with MKTV. Do you remember that Outworld?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
yes,
What ended up?
yeah.
I know he ended up having a kid, right? But wasn't he in the middle of like four different seasons
He
of like?
was doing MKTV, Street Fighter TV, Guilty Gear TV,
Right.
and I want to say
There was another
Tekken.
game. I
I
don't
don't
think it
think
was
it was
Tekken.
Tekken though. It wasn't Tekken.
Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. I forget, but immediately when he announced that, I was like, okay, how is this gonna work? Because
That
I
sounds
was.
like work.
That sounds like
Oh, Injustice
four
TV. That's
full
what it was. Thank you, Immortal.
Injustice. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Because basically what you have is four full-time jobs, and I was like, okay, so he's gonna get a person to operate each channel. We got this, all right. And then he announces it's just all hot rod on every single one. I was like, what? Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm all about dreaming big, but I was like, there's no way this can work.
That's
I
really
think I
dreaming big. Yeah.
yes, I think starting off with two, which he did, right? Don't get me wrong. He had Injustice TV, which I think was going pretty damn well. Um, he had, of course, MK or well, Outworld at the time, right? And
Yeah.
then I would say probably maybe, right? Maybe throw in Street Fighter or maybe Guilty Gear since it was kind of the hot commodity at the time. Um, and just maybe just do those three. You already got two big games, you know what I mean? Or at least you know for sure are gonna bring in people, you know. But
Well, here's my thing is the CEO of a business isn't the guy doing everything. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Like a CEO, he's the guy managing, subletting, hiring people to go do other things, and I'm just like I thought that's what he should have done. Obviously, I don't know the insider of it, but like I was just thinking to myself like he could have. I think his flagship was going to be MKTV no matter what.
mhm, mhm.
So he could have operated that and then just pay so and so X
Like
amount of dollars.
for instance, like okay, let's just say okay, his cup of tea is obviously MK, let's
Uh-huh.
get Tasty Steve or fucking that's just a name I can think of for Street Fighter or Tekken, right?
Tasty Steve.
Tasty
Gotta love
Steve.
Tasty Steve, right? You
Oh
know what I mean?
yeah.
Tasty
But
fucking Steve.
let's say, hey, if Tasty Steve, if I can get you for an exhibition for these days, I will pay you blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Or I will let you put it on your channel. Something along those lines, right?
Well,
Um,
just give him a cut of the subs, like a big cut
or
of them.
that. Yeah,
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 and
or that.
however many subs you earn for the channel, that's your cut because you are
You're hosting it.
you're yeah, you're hosting it. So, and then obviously Hot Rod will pop in every once in a while, or I'm just thinking of it, but obviously him having a kid, that's personal life. I'm just thinking of like I think as far as Mortal Kombat goes, that's the biggest scale anybody's ever tried to do things.
Hmm.
And maybe if he didn't have a kid, he's all about it and it works but that just seemed like an insane pace. But shout out to Hot
Yeah.
Rod regardless, in my opinion.
Oh no, I
Him and
gotta love
Rips
Hot
were,
Rod.
were yeah, him and
100%.
Rips were the best to ever do it.
Man, fuck them kids.
But I hope we see something. I hope we see him come back in MK12. Um,
Hmm.
but it's been a lot different since Outworld left. I remember that's where I met a ton of the scene.
Oh
I
yeah.
never actually got a match on there, but he seemed like a super nice guy, and without him, I wouldn't have had my idea of my season and whatnot. And I think a lot of us have to pay respects to what Outworld has done for the scene. And
Oh yeah. Them and I would say um Champion of the Realms. I think
oh,
that was
That's what I
Destroyer.
was
Destroyer.
gonna say. I think Destroyer was my favorite when he was still going at it. It's
Yeah.
Let me
like the
let me
only one
let
I
me
could
ask you guys:
watch.
do you guys remember how good it was for watching events back in the day? Like you had Aquaman, you had for early morning, you had Rips.
Aquaman just came back, actually. I don't know if you saw that from the
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Coliseum.
him and Rips are doing a collab.
Yeah. The
Um,
Colo Arena.
yeah, but
Off of Coach's meme.
yeah,
Wait, did you
but
make that?
uh, no, that's his design.
Oh, that's his
Um,
design. Oh, I
no,
thought you said. I thought you made a meme and then they were just like, "Fuck it, let's do it." I was spreading
um,
rumors. No, I'm
but
just kidding.
no, 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 no. You think I got money for all that just for a meme? But but what do you call it? But dude, it used to be so good. You used to have Champions of the Realm. You used to have Outworld TV. You had
Hmm.
Destroyer. Slayer was on every night. There was an offline
Still
every.
is.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Gaming tonight, fam. Um, but needless to say, it had a much different vibe to it. I think you guys would agree on that.
I think
Yeah.
Destroyer was still my favorite because he included a
Destroyer was
content
good.
creator with Caboose, and
Oh
I thought
yeah.
it was interesting, just like
Yeah.
seeing his commentary compared to Destroyer. Now he only does MKX, but I miss his prime MK11 prime streaming days.
Right.
Yeah, I think he just does MKX now, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty much. But you had Aquaman. I'm just thinking of all the content creators that were doing stuff. Like even like people that aren't like as well known but are still good. Like Viz had really good events. I always thought like he was the one in my from what I
Brutality
understand.
Bowl.
Brute. Oh, don't get me started. That to this day is my favorite exhibition series ever.
Yeah,
Um,
Brutality Bowl was definitely a piece to behold.
right.
MS Brutality Bowl. I was only able to enter like two of them, but they were really fun.
Yeah, man, Baby just had a really good style and flow, and I think he'd be a partner right now if he stuck with it. But I think he made the smart choice, and that's to kind of get out. I think he kind of saw the writing on the wall of where this game was heading, and he decided, you know what, uh, I've kind of been there and done this, and we'll
Hmm.
wait for MK12 to bring it back. But I guarantee if Brutality Bowl came back, there'd be a ton of signups because if anything, just for the nostalgia factor, like it felt good being on Baby Stream. Um,
Hmm. Hmm.
not even competing, but just being in chat. Like like
Oh
he was that
yeah.
guy who's yeah, he would interact with your comments.
He
Baby
had a
was a
great
great
vibe.
host. Yeah. Um, yeah, no. But just shout out to all the early content creators, and then yeah, man. Yeah.
No, this is definitely getting off topic, but this is definitely a question I need to get off my chest. Um, Now, going forward with MK12, and this is going to be a hot take, but do you
Oh,
guys think that MK needs to proceed with massive gore that, it has?
Yes.
I mean, I just, okay, for one, I have looked at there's this fight, there's arcade thing on Twitter. It's like, why do you not want to play MK? And
'cause it's gore.
a
Yeah.
lot of the stuff was because of the gore. They said it's too much. Some people said it's just, to me, they say it feels kind of janky. I don't understand that. But anyway,
I,
I digress.
MK
It's
gore is what makes
it's also
MK though.
restricted. The gore restricts it on Asian countries. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, that's right. That's
But
it.
that's like
Yeah.
what makes MK MK. It's MK is pretty much Bad Boy Street Fighter, and that's kind of what makes it super unique.
It's like a
You know, it's like
double-sided sword in the thing that like it's known for gore, but it also hurts it on the big picture.
yeah,
It's a
I actually
weird
don't
balance.
find it. I actually don't find this to be a very gory game. I don't know many games that are gory, but I don't really think of like. Obviously, there's fatalities.
It
but
is
when was the
gory,
last time
but
you guys
like
actually saw a fatality? Like
this
it's
game. I
rare.
mean, the game is clearly meant for a certain audience too. It's not like meant for
Kids.
people who yeah kids and people who who
Kids
are
love
super
this shit, though,
squeamish and
man.
shit like that. Like there's it's
But if
I
you do
think people
compare
just
it
gotta
to
stop
other
being pussies.
games, it is very gory though. If you compare it to
Yes.
other games in general,
Yeah,
it is like
Yeah.
set all the way up to 10.
but that's
Like,
the
you
point,
rip
and it's
somebody
gnarly
bad.
as fuck.
Let me I guess let me peel this back a little bit. Okay,
Hey yo.
let let's keep it M rated. Let's keep it M rated. But like, do we need fatalities? Let's definitely keep bullets
Yes.
in there.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
no.
You cannot take it away.
It's like saying, hey, we like if somebody is like, oh, but I don't like projectiles in Street Fighter. I hate when Ryu makes a Hadouken sound. Like, no, you're gonna keep the fucking Hadouken sound because
Right.
that's Street Fighter right
Right.
there. It's for you. It's
Right.
a
You
trademark.
cannot get rid of what makes the game.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Here's what I'll say. Okay, MK11 obviously looks like a hyper realistic game. You can see the sweat beads on him. You can see the hair. So it's a little distracting when you have this hyper realistic model with a pint of blood squirting out of his mouth when he gets punched.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of it is distracting. But that's the art style they went in with. And MK is one of those games where, or one of those series where it jumps so drastically from the other one that this does not look like MKX. Like, other than the characters, you couldn't tell me this is the same game.
Put it side to side, it's not the same game. It's such
Yeah,
a drastic
100%.
difference.
I
Even
agree.
to Injustice,
Yeah.
it resembles Injustice in a way, but it's such an upgrade from Injustice 2.
But it,
Oh,
it,
yeah.
it doesn't have, like, legacy, like, whereas Street Fighter 5 and 6, obviously there's a major upgrade there, but they keep the soul of it. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah.
the same thing but upgraded.
And the
compared to
gore
MKX
is
and
the
11.
soul of MK. It's
Well,
always
is this, or
been
they-
it's always been a fucking key part in MK. Like that's how you know it's MK for like gore and blood since like way back in like MK1 in the 90s. It's always
Yeah.
been a thing. Everybody's like, "Oh my god," So it has to stay like that. I think it has to stay like that for forever. That's MK, dude, and it's gnarly as fuck. It's so cool to see it. When I first got the game, I was like, "Man, I want to see someone get their fucking head blown off." And then I did, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's cool." So yeah,
I did get bored of fatalities, though. Like,
that's true. Yeah, they will get old, but it's still a cool thing. It's
But
like
to
they
casual players, it's gold. For
yeah,
me,
exactly.
it was gold.
To
When I
casual
first
players,
started, that was the first thing I checked.
yeah, dead ass.
Like, bet your ass, I was teabagging
That's
into
true.
titles, like,
That's true.
the whole year one.
Yeah, like
Whole year
when
one,
I-
those days.
And MK, I think, was the game that really boosted me to get into more fighting games. And so before MK, I would say I was just a casual fucking player. But when I first got MK11, I was like, oh man, the fatalities in MKX were fucking crazy. I wonder how they did in this one. And I just literally, like, first thing I did, it was with me and my friend. And first thing we did when we bought the game, as soon as it was done, we went into fucking training mode and we just saw all the fatalities. We were like, let's just go over all these fatalities.
Yeah,
We fucking did.
it's,
And we were
it's
like,
the best thing of
oh!
the game, dude. I went back to MK9 just to check out the
How it went.
they
Fatalities.
definitely evolved.
Yeah.
They definitely evolved.
Yeah, and how creative they can get with it, and how fucked up it can be. Like Devora's fatality was probably one of my favorites, with the fucking where the spider legs come out of him.
Oh
That was
yeah.
pretty cool. That was a pretty
Yeah.
fucking cool one. I saw that. I was like, that's fucking twisted.
Or
Like, that's
even the
cool
Scorpion
shit.
one, which was like the first fatality shown.
Yeah, and from the trailer, yeah, that one looked
Yeah,
fucking
that
cool.
one was cool. I'm
It
not
was
gonna
always
lie, that
pretty
one was
cool.
cool.
I gotta
Still
say
is
though,
like top 10. It's so good.
the one where Geras rips your skin off your body, I can't watch it. It's
Yeah,
too
that,
much.
that
Oh,
was
the-
fucking cool. That one was
there's
fucking
one-
crazy.
What's the one? Shiva's, where she rips out your like. Oh, it's I don't know if it's fatality 1 or 2 of
Oh,
Shiva.
she steps on your
You
head
know-
and like
and just
lifts
rips it
you up.
out.
Yeah,
Oh, the sounds is so disgusting.
Yeah, it's fucking cool. So that's what makes MK. So you cannot get rid of the gore, and if they do get rid of the gore, then okay, think of it as this: let's say, like I don't know who said it, but earlier we said that it was that some people don't want to play MK because of that. Now, if you take away the gore, then yeah, sure, the people who want to play MK will now play it, but the majority of people who play MK are gonna be like, what the fuck? How are you gonna take away
Yeah.
fatalities from the game? So then now,
Yeah.
They could
hardly
just
anybody-
add a censoring option.
which is
Yes,
true. Yeah,
see,
that is
that was
true.
my next thing too, and they had that for MK9, and that's how they were able to do some of like the mainstream, I guess, tournaments. Like whenever they did Evo, they had it to where the blood and stuff was off, or like a minimum. I remember, I want to say like the 3D games. There's like literally like the blood was like it was like max, high, mid, low, none.
Oh, I
don't know if
remember
you
that.
guys
Oh yeah,
remember that.
and it was like the extent of how much it yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like if we were able to do like a mid to where obviously, if the blood was a thing to like of course I think hit confirm kind of like Injustice, right? Like Injustice there's blood in Injustice, you know what I mean? But it's not crazy gore, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
It's
think
kind of cool, by the way. Real quick,
Yeah.
though, the one character they put in MK from Injustice is the one character WB doesn't mind getting ripped in half.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. No, that's
we're
great.
never gonna see a Batman in here, bro.
No, we're never gonna see Batman or Superman. No, because
That would be fucking cool.
the funny thing is,
I mean, we
in the
have, but it was
in the
censored.
comics, you'll see them kind of getting like shot or, maybe cut, maybe sliced.
In the comics, you actually see them get. You'll be surprised on what you see them
Yeah,
fucking
I
get.
mean, I saw Iron Man get
straight up
ripped in half
see
by
them get
Thanos.
yeah, dead ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't
But
think you'll see a
a
spider
hyper realistic
get
one,
into somebody's
or you won't see
body.
it in a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wish you
Um,
could.
Yeah, because I mean, I wish you could.
I think it's just time for a censoring option.
Yeah.
Also,
So
for
specific.
content creators, man, this shit's ass on YouTube, man. They
Yes.
don't enjoy MK on
And it will continue
Yes.
to be as for the next game unless they, somehow
Have a
figure
censoring
a way
option.
around it. A censoring option, exactly. Like
Honestly,
it can
though,
be
if-
limited to a single player. Just get rid of all the blood and censor the fatalities if needed.
Would you guys care, though, like, honestly, from a gameplay perspective, if they just got rid of the blood, like, or as much of it, every time you did, like a combo or a launcher? I wouldn't care, bro. I'd be like, alright, cool, whatever. I just want to play. It's kind of where
Yeah,
I'm at.
I mean that's not too big of a deal, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's whatever.
I
think
mean,
it-
maybe for us, but like newer players, you do want to see
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah. Also, I'll be right back. Give me a second. But
I think
yeah.
it does
Yeah.
help what hit confirms though, because I mean I remember watching one of Exit's videos and I'm like, oh, I kind of pay attention to the blood for hit confirms. I think that's kind of their way of doing hit confirms too. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know.
No, I think it's a good point. But yeah, MK is definitely its own audience. If you play it, you play it. If you don't, you don't. It's not big in Asia, because they have their
It's
own
censored
style.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
not
think
really
it's
not
India
really-
where it's censored. It's India or I don't know. It's one of those.
Well, I think China. It's
Bro,
banned.
everything's
I
censored
want to
in
say in
China.
Japan.
No,
think
Japan they do play it. It's just
nowhere near as big.
You gotta
it's
literally
really small.
buy that. You gotta buy that shit. in
It's
the black market.
really small to compared
Yeah,
to here.
I mean, they're yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I definitely think there should be like you said a
Like
just
censor
control.
option.
Just censor option.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Just make it
It's
so you
time.
can control it on your end, and it works. It would fix so many problems in
Yeah,
general,
there'd be so many
honestly.
combat kids, bro. Nah, yes.
Exactly. But
But
and it would
but
help the content creators because they were suffering 4 years ago when the game dropped. We saw all types of filters. I remember Honeybee used to put on a flash
I remember that.
image. You remember that? Yeah. We were just they were suffering, bro. Like everybody, like Maximilian didn't do videos for that same reason. I remember Super, Caboose, like all the big content creators.
hmm
They basically
getting
just
demonetized and whatnot.
yeah they stopped playing MK11 for a bit. I remember this, and they went back to the older games because it was like so out of hand. And I think that's when YouTube started getting a little bit more lenient. But it's still a problem. You still get demonetized like really fast.
hmm
If you just let it be,
Let it
kind of dumb.
Yeah.
be. Let it
Max
be.
hated this game, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
hmm
He does not like MK11.
He hated how you didn't get a complete character. Basically, it
Oh, that's a
really narrowed
yeah.
down to it. You don't get a complete character. That was
Yeah,
like
he just says
his
it
main
doesn't
point.
scratch the MKX itch. Like,
Exactly. Like MKX, you had complete characters. Like it was variations, but you had complete characters. MK9, you had complete characters. Then you have 11. It's like half a shoe,
hmm
and you that's all you got. So yeah. But he loves the game. He loves like MK, but not the game, which is
Oh yeah.
kind of sad. Kind of sad. But yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. But guys, I gotta get going to work, so I'm gonna be throwing my clothes on right now. But
Okay.
just want to say thanks for having me on the podcast, man. Thumber, get
Yeah,
with me
Boach.
soon.
Of
We'll
course.
figure out what's next.
Oh yeah, most
But
definitely. Most definitely.
yeah, man. SJ, Choco, I'll see you guys later, man. You guys have a good night.
I'll see you
Yeah,
tonight.
bro. You too. Have fun at
All
work.
right, brother.
But so, um,
Okay, so
anybody have
go
any
on.
questions in chat? Anything?
Hmm.
SJ Choco questions.
I was gonna ask Vape, but he left.
Oh.
Um, I know. I'll still ask him though. I won't get an answer. But mm, I was gonna ask him like, what's different? Cause like, remember when we first met Vape? He
hmm
made like 20 tournaments at the same time, and I was like,
Oh
and then
yeah.
he ended it out of nowhere, and I'm like, what's different? You know, like I know Rips and Europe are backing you up, but like
hmm
you see my point? Like, what's
Yeah.
different?
He's just hungry. I
Yeah,
think
I
he's
think he's
gotta.
just he really wants to see shit going. So
Yeah. It's just a clear love
that's
for the game, and I think at this point too is like where people you see people that are still trying to do content is because they still just literally have love for MK or just MK11. I don't know, but I mean I do. I love the game.
I give props to the bigger channels also because they be
Oh yeah.
putting out videos every single day. Like I don't know how Super does it, low key. Um,
He still
bro
has
puts
videos
out a
coming out every single
video
day?
every single bro. He has videos every single day. I haven't watched a single video of his in like 2 years, but I'm still subscribed. But just because
Yeah, like I just the thing right now is give me 2 seconds. The thing with the videos today though is just like I feel it's very clickbaity and I just can't do it
it always has. It
and
always has.
I can't have myself be that clickbaity person and people are just like, "Oh, fuck, it's not."
For me, I was talking to this. I don't know if it was to you, but like, it really depends. I accept clickbait if it's from content creators. I think it's
Mhm.
fine. But once competitive players start doing it, or like people who organize tournaments and shit, I'm like,
Mm,
like my leg starts twitching, and
that's
because
where it's
it's
kind of
like
like a pet peeve or like it's just like why are you doing this?
it's a really big pet peeve for me for like a Demon Slayer, the community. There's two specific people. I'm not gonna name drop. There's two
Okay.
specific people. They made the same type of clickbait. They were like besties, okay?
Mhm.
And they put on the colorful rainbow thumbnail, put a big title saying lies, nothing confirmed. It's like, oh, this character will be in the game later this year. Bullshit. But it gets the
Hmm.
views, okay? And that type of stuff like really irritates me. Or like whenever people make like speculations
Yeah.
or just
It,
stuff like that that it's obviously meant to get views.
it, and I'm
It's not
for
very
like
honest.
speculation, and that's fine. But if it's like the same speculation, and it's
It
like true, like
yeah, it
I
gets tiring.
apologize. I mean, if it seems like I'm just throwing his name in the mud, but like True Underdog, like I just can't, I fucking can't bring myself to watch his video. But if he does interviews, he does great interviews. I'll be
He's
honest.
really good at just narrating his shit. He's
Yeah,
really good at just talking to the audience. That's why he's so big. He's really good at talking to the audience. He's
yeah.
really good with casual people. Like,
And
yeah,
he
we
was
meme
good
on him.
with whenever he was on Button Check. He was great on Button Check.
Yeah,
Um,
he's not bad. He's a big meme for us, but like he's not doing bad.
no.
Um,
Mm.
he's doing perfectly fine. He's a walking meme, but that's about it.
Yeah.
As like a content creator, he's doing really well, which I
Oh yeah.
respect. Even if it's him, I respect it. But then I go back to like the clickbaity shit like that, and I don't know, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it, bro.
It makes me cringe. And I guess it's the hater in me. I don't know. But it's just like
Oh,
it's like this dude's making this bullshit and I can barely get like 5 views for what I mean? I don't know. That's just a
yeah,
personal
it's
gripe of mine.
frustrating. It's frustrating. I try to not let myself think that way,
Hmm.
but then I see. I'm still subscribed to this guy. I'm not gonna name drop, but he's pretty big, and he was in the drama because he made a Dragon Ball video. And you remember when they announced the rollback, like the first 2 months that they
Oh
announced the
yes.
rollback?
Hmm.
He made a video of like, oh, they finally added rollback to the Dragon Ball game, and he was talking about an older Dragon Ball game that got modded, and he was getting flamed on Twitter, and it's like, yeah, I clickbaited, but then he had like such a bad like approach to it on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, I like you a little bit less now. Like I didn't even watch the video, but I see where
Mm.
people are coming from in the way that like you taking advantage that this just happened to get viewers on something totally like different, irrelevant, and it happens like every time, everywhere. Just look at anybody's videos, honestly,
What are we talking about?
or just look at Waz. Waz
Just
is a
people
perfect
that
example.
make
Oh,
like clickbait content like a True Underdog or maybe even
yeah.
Waz for that matter. I think kind of feels like I feel like he does kind of clickbaity shit now. Or like Super. I don't watch Super.
I don't
Or
watch
like
Super.
Uncaged
I'm still subscribed, but I don't watch him.
or like
I never
Uncaged
watched any
Games and
MK
like
content creators.
I used to watch
I don't want to
MK
sound like a fucking dicky
I used to
here,
watch
but there
Uncaged and
exists.
Caboose a lot. And then after a while, it's just kind of the same. Like, just it's just they're almost the exact same people. You know what I mean? It's just that's what's so fucking frustrating to me.
Like, yeah, yeah. I think when I grew out of that phase, because like we're talking back to like MKX days, I could watch them all day, because like they
Yes.
were doing stuff that I couldn't do myself. But you
Hmm.
gotta remember, I was like 12 at the time.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's just a different vibe at the
so
time. Yeah.
it's a different vibe than now that I actually understand the game and I can beat like all of them. Like for sure, I've beat Uncaged before. His ass. Um, you see it differently, but like what they're doing is like so useful though for like the casual eye. They are
Hmm.
suffering from like the content drought right now, but
Oh
like
yeah, and
just
they
look
definitely
at
are. And
them,
my heart does go out to them because that does suck.
bro.
Because they're
They
not
are
streamers. They're
carrying the
definitely not
game.
streamers.
They're
You know what I
not
mean?
streamers. They're not streamers, and they're carrying the game for casuals. They're carrying the game, bro. You'll be surprised, but they get hella views for a reason.
And the funny thing is, I think they should stream, but I just don't think their personality fits streaming. Um,
No, they're totally just video content creators. I think I've seen Super stream once or twice when the reveals were happening,
oh really?
and but I've never seen him stream actual gameplay, from what I can remember. And Underdog, well, you never catch me watching his stuff. Caboose, I used to watch Caboose a little bit. Like I remember he was hyping up Gotham Knights before he came out,
Hmm.
but I didn't really watch him that religiously. He's cool though, but
Um, let's see. There. Oh, Rufomonger. I think he's doing pretty good, but he does multiple games.
Rufo Monger, he does.
Hello and
Hell,
welcome.
I like to meme a little bit over him, but
I think he
he
has good
does.
shit though, to be quite honest.
Yeah, he does cover a lot of games for what it's worth,
Yeah, he
and
does.
it's usually not that bad. Usually it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree. Um, let's see here. Well, that's it. No,
Also,
I guess. Just kidding. I'll go ahead and read what Immortal said here. I apologize, Immortal. He just said, Thumper, you should do what other people are doing. Do your streams and make videos off the streams, or just become a streamer only. No need to upload any content unless you wanna. I mean,
uh,
I kind of
you
already am
could.
doing that already, as just I kind of just am already just streaming. Um, but there's just so many
It
highlights.
works.
There's so much
Like
highlights out of this shit. It's like I want to post it, and I just kind of get like, I don't feel like posting. I don't feel like editing.
yeah, it happens. It
Or I
really
just don't have the
it
time.
comes down like you want to be either a streamer or a content creator.
Yeah,
If you want to be a
yeah.
streamer, then you can throw out videos from your streams. But if
Mhm.
you want to be a content creator, then it's backwards. You stream when you don't want to actually content create, but like then you see like people like Punk. Punk he usually just streams and then he gets an editor to do a video basically for him. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but like if we go down to like us, that we're like really
We don't have the money
small.
for that.
Yeah, I'd say it's way more tough. You either do both, you do one or the other, and what's
And plus,
this
I don't have a
idiot's name?
computer. I think that would kind of
Um,
separates me because, for one, I don't have a computer.
yeah, you could try and do it on your phone. That's what I did for
It's a
like.
hassle, man. It really is.
It is a hassle, but what's this guy's Diff? Diff was doing pretty good recently. I think he
Diff?
finally understood. Yeah, he finally
Oh, I don't care
understood
about that fucking
how
guy.
to hit. Me neither. I don't like him. I usually just skip over his videos, but I was watching the views, and I think he finally understood how the algorithm works.
Oh yeah, oh
And
yeah. No, and I'm not trying to like bash his stuff. I think he's got great stuff. I don't care for him as a person because just because he
oh
talks
yeah,
shit
me
to
neither.
I think he talks
I'm
shit
dying, sorry.
to Exit, and I think after that he was just very
Yeah,
contradictive.
yeah.
You
He
know,
talked shit before he was big, and now we got to see him normal. Like, nah, I'm good.
Ooh.
yeah,
Uh, Mr. Diff, Mr. I play on Xbox because there's no good players. But I was
Sit?
gonna say,
What?
where I was going with this? Um, yeah, he was doing pretty good. He's like a good example of like actually like content creating because he was hitting the algorithm pretty well.
uh-huh.
Uh, you don't see that very often. Like unless you're like Rewind or a really good player, you don't get many views on what's based on content creation. At least for this game, like I was gonna ask Vape before he left if he ever like mingled with like the other with Mexico and the other American Spanish speaking countries because like there's hella
Oh
people
yeah,
willing to play. I've
yeah. There
mingled
is.
with them, and I just tuned in, and they invited me to like their group. They were hitting me up for tournaments and shit, and I joined the party. There was like six of them. All of them were chill, and they were just running cuffs for like 4 hours straight. And there's a lot of people. Like believe it or not, you just need to know where to look, and once you find the community, they're there. There's also like what is it, top seven? Um, what's
Hmm.
the name of the group? It's um, it's the group that covers like all the Brazilian players and shit.
Oh my gosh.
Top siete. What's the full name? What's the
Because
full name? I
they
can't.
do all pretty much all South America, and I think they include Mexico, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah. And if you know which one I'm talking about, then yeah, I did. I just forgot the name.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
yeah, it's gonna kill me because I know who the fuck.
but they're a good example. It's a huge ass community, bro. Go watch their streams and shit. It's
Hmm.
huge, and like I know there's a language barrier for Vape to mingle with them, but there's also the fact that English is a universal language. You could probably set up tournaments with them through just
Hmm.
like five words. Let them catch up. Like you could just like set up the time, be a yes or no. Am I gonna show up? I
Yeah,
feel like if he mingled a little bit
yeah,
with the
because
Spanish community, he
it,
could get
it,
something going. Because there's a lot of players, dude.
Un amigo
There's
yeah.
tengo
like
Ted.
so.
Well, I mean, he's got like Venezolano, he's got Chopazo, he's got like a good handful of players from Mexico. Um, it's just there's not a lot of them that come. Um,
That mess with this community. Yeah, there's not many
yeah,
of them. But then
yeah.
there's some really good players. You have what was his name? LS Scorpion, I think it was. I haven't seen him in a minute, but he was like a really good player. Mm.
Oh, I think I've heard that too. Yeah, I'm
He
not.
made top eights and shit. But I'm telling you, there is a community, and he's missing out. They're like it's literally your neighbor, and you're not really
Yeah,
messing with them at all.
and
Um,
I know. I mean, that's another language that I mean, is Portuguese from Brazil. So it's just kind of like it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? And they kind of, I feel like they kind of stick to their own. I've played with one, and the connection was pretty rough too. Um,
oh, definitely, Brazil is really far away. They
but
will mess with you, but you need to communicate. That's the only thing. Like the
yeah,
initial communication, I was like, "Yo, I'm making a tournament. I want to do it like cross region. If anybody of you guys are interested, hit me up." Um,
yeah, yeah,
it will be pretty difficult at first if you're not, if you don't speak both languages or
Google Translate
whatever.
something.
Yeah, Google
yeah. But
Translate is a
sometimes
thing
the Google
also.
Translate does not really translate
That is
very
true.
well.
Or but yeah, that's like the basic idea I'm trying to go here. Like you have a huge ass neighbor and you're not really touching it at all. It's like this is my no-no square and you're not really crossing it.
Right, right.
Um, because like you, that's the thing also with like Europeans, their time is what like 8 hours in front of us, 8 to like 12 hours, 13.
Yeah. See, and we would be on the same time length or
And
time frame.
over here, at least for from south to north Mexico, it's like a max of like 4 to a 1 hour difference. And then if you go more south, then yeah, it's more and more time. But I think the Mexican community by itself, you would find a huge amount of players willing to play, and it's not that bad. The connection is not that bad.
Right, right.
Um, it's basically a European connection at its like extreme. It's usually not that bad.
But wouldn't they be on the same time frame? I mean, I know it's on the other
Uh,
side of the equator, but I would assume they're the same time.
mm,
It just depends,
there,
huh?
there, it depends on yeah exactly where they are. Because you see, there's an immediate change of like an hour depending on the time of the year. Like from
Hmm.
border to border. Like if I go over to Mex right now, it could be a whole last hour in front or behind. It really depends on the
Huh.
year.
Interesting.
Um, yeah, where I live, I'm 5 minutes away from the border. I was in Mex like 10 minutes ago. Um, it really depends, but the
Like
time is not that big of a
4 hours
difference. It's
away
like
from the border.
3 hours max, 3 hours max, or four.
Hmm.
Um, and you have hella players, dude. I swear.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's why, because you speak Spanish and so does Choco. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
We'll be offering. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, I mean, and I do want to learn Spanish. You know what I mean? That is kind of a goal of mine.
You don't know
Um,
Spanish?
You already look Spanish, yeah.
Wow.
I
I
look
thought
like
you
the
did.
Tapatio guy, bro. I know.
Yeah, I know.
He
I
looks more
thought you
Mexican than I do.
dead ass. No, yeah, I mean, yeah. Like, what the hell? I thought you did.
No,
He
bro.
Wow.
understands a bit of it.
Spanish is a European language, bro. Don't get me started. Nah, I'm just kidding. But
Wow.
oh
I did not
man,
know that. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I don't.
technically. Go on.
Immortal, yes, I know. I don't know Spanish. Um, but yeah, man. I guess going forward, get in touch with your inner Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm American. I'm not from Mexico. There's a big difference between race and nationality, but that's for another time. But um, I guess going forward, you guys definitely are gonna see some more Street Fighter 6. Definitely Choco's gonna be here playing Street Fighter 6. SJ definitely.
I will make my comeback to fighting games once that shit drops in a month.
Yes.
Because
I
I
I
haven't been playing fighting games at all.
I definitely will be playing Street Fighter 6, since it's going to be at Evo, and
Somebody
yes,
has to
we
convince
are
me to
going
play
to
Street Fighter
Evo,
6.
ladies and gentlemen.
Evo.
Um so yes,
Yeah,
I
I'm
got
so
Choco's
excited.
mom on the line asking me how we're going to get there. Don't
Hey yo,
don't worry, viejita, we're going to. Nah, I'm just kidding.
you could pass me that number. I don't mind.
No,
But
no, it's not like that. It's completely professional, bro. Um
mm, mm,
but But yeah, man. I know I've
I
been saying
can.
this the last couple of times, but I really do want to do a donation stream. I don't know if it should be like just like a thing where like I do donations each time somebody donates. I do a character that they want, or like some type of challenge, like I can't fucking jump, or I can't duck, or I can't block. That'd be hard as fuck. But I'm down
yeah.
for anything, or any ideas that any of you guys got in the chat. Of course, these fellas here. These proceeds will go to, of course, myself and to Choco. And I mean, if there's any other WBM member that shows up, I would like to have shirts or like a jersey, so we can represent, at least take one picture together would be fucking amazing.
That would be pretty
Um,
cool.
you know,
SJ, how come you're not going, dude?
I'm poor.
he's going to
Oh,
Mexico.
damn it.
Yeah. Financially at the moment I can't.
Damn.
I have school. I I, I would like to, but it isn't exactly close. I know, because it's where's it gonna be?
In Las
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah, right. So Choco, where you live, you know how there's like a triangle from like Las Vegas to LA to
Yeah.
Phoenix. It's like the
Yeah.
same amount of time. It's basically too far.
For you, it'd probably be
It's
like 6 hours, 7 hours.
Yeah, it's like 6 hours to
For me, it's 9 hours driving. So
Damn.
my
and
chick
then
said,
I would need somebody with me also.
yeah. My chick
Because
said she's down
yeah.
for the drive, and I'm just like, wow, are you sure? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. We're leaving.
Yeah.
We're leaving a
I'm gonna
day
be.
before everything starts, and we're leaving a day after because fuck that drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that it's a long ass drive, bro. And not only that, but it's also like I've never been to Vegas, so I don't know where I'm stepping into. I would need
Same,
somebody to go with me, and
same. Well,
I
we
have
would
a big
have each
family,
other.
so I can't exactly sacrifice one of my parents to go with me. Because like I have a lot of siblings, so
Ah,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just a schedule. Probably like in a year or two, once I'm off on my own, I probably could.
yeah,
But right now I
because
can't.
2024,
Right
you
now
got
I
you're
your
part of
can't.
a
brother there.
Mexican family, so everybody stays living with each other until like 21 at least.
Exactly, bro.
Yes.
That's exactly my point. Like, I still have like a year of college before dipping.
Yeah.
Once I dip, like once you catch me over in like Phoenix or Tucson, I'll probably be free.
Oh, see, and
Um,
that'd be easier for you to get to other places too, I think.
yeah, because you gotta remember I live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
But
and that was my
You
problem
know.
whenever. I mean, that still kind of is my problem.
You know what would be cool? A little bit off topic, but if you make those jerseys, you should put like our fucking names on it, like on the
No,
back, like
see,
of an
that's
actual
that's
fucking
that's the
jersey.
thing. I would definitely put our names in the back, or if you guys want a number too.
my name should be the
Um,
biggest one.
it's SJ.
SJ. The
Just in the
S
number.
middle.
SJ. And I'm just kidding.
SJ.
SJ, then you have Sid with the smallest letters on the bottom.
Yeah, you got.
Then Trashapunk, you misspell it, you put Tra. and
Trasher Punk.
Trasher
trash.
Punk.
Just put trash panda and leave it there.
Trash
Um,
Panda.
Exit cunt.
Yeah, there you go.
Instead of Thumper,
Immortal
you
said
just
his
have
number would be
Jory.
69. Yeah, oh my gosh, Jory.
Instead of Choco,
Yeah.
you have Cryonic. Um,
Mine would be the longest. It'd be like Jory, aka WBM underscore
Thumper
Thumper
42.
42. The whole shit.
Jory Thumper, that works.
Yeah, there you go.
Um,
Jory Thumper.
oh yeah, dude, I would love to go low key. I've never been to a local because there's no locals here. There's not a single arcade. Even in the next city, there's not an arcade. There's one in Phoenix that I went
Jeez.
to once, but I was in a hurry, so I couldn't really like, hey, you want a match or something? Like I couldn't. Um,
Hmm.
it's just where I'm at. There's not really like the chance. But oh well, I mean, the time will come. Definitely
Yeah,
come.
that time will definitely come. I know it will.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It
Vincent?
was just
Eh,
me and Thumper at Evo.
Moses, put away the guts. Why do you want me to say that?
What? Oh.
But but yes, I do anticipate, you know, definitely trying to get something going for something like that. Again, proceeds would go for, like I said, it is just as of right now that I know of, maybe Coach, but it
the
is
coach.
Choco and myself. Exit says he might go, but who knows? He'll probably
Oh,
end up
fuck yeah.
working or some shit. I don't know.
Damn it.
I know Sid isn't going.
You know,
Um,
I miss exits when they were shooting by, and I was like, bro, what? Oh, I don't know if you remember that. That's the only time I miss exit was when he used to live wherever he used to live by.
oh, well, shit. I think he works way too much now to where
You know
he
what,
doesn't
guys?
even have time to stream.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to
he
go.
gets
I'll see you
so.
guys later, Zoom. But yeah, it's been pretty cool. I'll see
All
you guys
right,
later.
Choco.
I have to
All
go
right,
out of my
later,
way.
man.
All right, Choco, you're good.
See
You're good.
you.
Take a shower.
Take a shower.
Um,
No.
But yeah. I mean, if you guys have any more questions, I'm definitely willing to answer them. Um,
dude, I swear I'll catch you in the local sometime. Um,
oh yeah, you
like
will.
right now, the only time I could go was like if I was guaranteed to be like in the top eight. Like if it was like everything online, but I somehow made it into top eight, and the top eight is in person, I would definitely go. I
Right,
would just
right.
sacrifice like a leg or something and go. But
Sacrifice a leg.
yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's the
bro.
only way I see it happening right now. Cause like I'm mainly just an online, not even an online warrior, cause I don't play online. I play you guys, but I don't play online.
Mm, mm.
Whenever you see me playing online, I'm suffering.
Oh yeah.
Those two consecutive days that I played Street Fighter, I was suffering.
Oh, were you?
And I never went back. I'm still in silver. I never went back. I streamed 2 days. That's it. I'll never go back.
Yeah, playing other games besides MK online is rough.
Oh, even MK, I don't play it online.
Yeah,
Such
I
a
mean,
bad habit, bro. Such
I'm
a bad
talking.
habit.
It is. I'm talking connection wise though.
Oh, connection wise, yeah,
Yeah,
there's also bad.
but like, don't get me wrong. Like, cause you'll go on casuals and you'll actually get pretty decent ping, cause people are actually on fucking Ethernet. But KL, you get these fucking Wi-Fi sweats, dude, and it's just like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
like,
those Wi-Fi
fuck
warriors. You
you
find Lev.
guys. Fuck you guys, man. Um, I'm trying to learn
Yeah.
sub, bro. Get off my ass. Um,
I just cannot get out of my way to play online normally like I used to before. Because
mhm,
you guys got me used to talking to somebody while I'm fighting. Like before I met Exit, I
mhm.
used to grind online, like play so
Same.
many matches, bro. Like right now, I only have like 2K matches, but like 1,800 of those matches were before I met you guys.
Mhm.
Um, and like the other 200 is just from me fighting you or Wolfie or Unshaven. Cause I don't know. I think it's just I got the habit of talking while playing, and
Mhm.
I kind of lost like the motivation to like what I'm gonna get this good so I can play with these guys because I just stopped caring.
Mm.
Um, the same thing for Street Fighter. I've played like maybe 2 matches online by like willingly, and the other two I had to stream because like me just playing by myself is so boring. I don't know how people do it when they just play like that. Like I know they have a purpose to be playing and grinding, but if I'm just like by myself, I cannot play it. It's so boring. Um, and that goes. Actually, I'm lying. For Demon Slayer, I actually had fun. But Demon Slayer
Yeah,
had
you
a
said you
purpose.
had fun on that. It looked like you had fun on it, but it's
Yeah, I
just
had a
bad
purpose.
fucking. Um, it's just it like going back to the connection on there. It's terrible. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. Even on Demon Slayer, because the netcode was so bad.
Yeah.
It plays well if you find like the good people. But I was so motivated to beat certain people on that game that I actually grinded it on myself. But I had a purpose.
Even Mr.
That
Wonderbread was
and
actually grinding that out for a minute too.
yeah, and there was also the thing that I didn't know anybody who played it, and when I did, they were like either bad or not that good. And but I actually met people that were playing that shit,
Mhm.
and I did put on a good amount of hours in that game, low key. But like
Mhm.
you see, I didn't grind any other game like that till probably just MK11 when it first dropped.
Mhm.
Because after that, I didn't play a single other fighting game till like I bought Guilty Gear maybe. And Guilty
Oh,
Gear took
huh.
me like a year to fucking play it. That and
Yeah,
Street
Guilty Gear
Fighter,
was a hard one to get into. Like it's like
definitely.
aesthetically beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but
It's so good. It's so
it's
good.
just such a hard game to get into. It's just like you gotta
And
learn a
it's
lot of
the
shit.
easiest and it's the easiest one. It's supposedly was dumbed down to make it easier, and it's still overwhelming. I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
overwhelming.
I think it's
Then
overwhelming.
you
I
got me
think
into
Street
Street
Fighter's
Fighter
easier.
also.
I think Street Fighter's a lot easier. And they say, oh, Tekken's pretty easy. I think Tekken's obviously probably one of the easiest games besides MK to actually get into because, strings. I think if you give me strings, I'm like, hell yeah, okay, I can do this. I can do
I
strings.
think Tekken has a little bit too many strings. Cause me when I tried it, I was like, bro, there's like 200 moves. Like
And
we
let's be
do
honest,
not need 200 moves,
you don't
bro.
need all of them. You really don't.
Yeah,
Um,
but the fact is, there's so many, and if you don't watch videos, you don't know what works. You don't know what you should be using right off the bat. Like me, I didn't even try watching videos. I just like tried just seeing the character,
mhm,
and like compared to like MK that has like 30, and then you go to Tekken that has 200. There's a big ass
mhm,
difference. It's such a like the elimination process is so different. But
right.
it was easier in Street Fighter, like you said. Like you got me into Street Fighter, because you remember I did not want to play Street Fighter.
Yeah, you were like, no, I don't want to play this shit.
Like yeah,
But I showed you
exactly.
Chun, and you were like, oh yeah, I'm
Oh
in.
yeah, Thickums. Um,
Thickums, and then you were like, okay, I found Jury, and I'm like, well, there you go.
yeah, yeah. I found Jerry and I fucking got stuck, bro. I got married. I got
Let me hold on. Let me address the chat real quick. Give me a second here. Um,
Pretty good.
okay, so Vented, he's asking me to say this. Moses, do not climb that water tower for a hoe. I don't
Yeah,
know what the fuck.
Moses, not worth it, bro. Not worth it,
Moses,
bro. She stank, bro. Don't
if you
worry
gotta
about it.
climb for a hoe, she gotta go. You know what I mean?
That shit
um,
rhymed.
yeah. And then I'm going to address Fresno's question here. What is the most popular fighting game? I would have to say on a grand scale,
Like Tekken?
I would say Street Fighter.
Mm,
Um,
it's either Tekken or Street Fighter. It's either or.
it's either or. Um, if you're talking the States, it might be MK. I do put MK as the big three. Um,
Here.
here in the States at least.
Yeah.
Um, well, Mortal Kombat is pretty big in EU. You know what I mean? Like it's huge, and
Yeah,
definitely
but like
like we were talking about, like in Southern America, it's fucking huge, man. It's really huge. Um, just obviously in the states, or I'm sorry, in the states, in the countries like the Oriental countries, like it's just it's banned for the most part. You know what I mean? So
I think just
it's
for the fact that Tekken and Street Fighter are older, they have uh, a bigger history. I think more people know Street Fighter than MK, at least from the people that I know.
I think MK
Um,
is older than Tekken, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong,
well, I know
but
Street Fighter is old as shit,
oh yeah, no,
but
Street Fighter's been around a lot longer. I mean, Street Fighter 1 was back in
definitely.
the 80s, and Street Fighter 2 was obviously the one that fucking
Like
made the
everybody
fighting game
knows,
genre.
like
You know?
Hadouken, and everybody thinks of Ryu.
Oh
The
yeah,
same thing goes for MK, but I don't think I can say anything about MK because like MK is really localized to like
Scorpy.
here
Yeah.
and Scorpy, yeah. But I don't know. I definitely think it's like Street Fighter or Tekken.
Yeah, I would say Street Fighter, I think on just a big scale. And I think the way that they're going about it right now, the way that they're
It's so
marketing
good.
things so beautifully. I don't think,
The cover art is horrendous of Luke.
oh, yeah, it's bad.
Dude, but the marketing behind, oh dude, it's so good. Let me send you this Cammy and Chun-Li video, bro. I found earlier today.
Is it the one with
Dude,
Knuckles?
no, I have some more
Oh,
Knuckles videos. They're so good.
but
But no,
I think just the overall, like, it's so accessible. And you can even throw an SNK up there for a pretty popular game. I don't think it's as popular in the States, but it is very, very popular outside of the States. Um,
here I'm gonna send it to you through.
Especially in Mexico,
There you go.
apparently. Um, and I would say Tekken is pretty up there now because it's really made a name for itself for the Pakistani community that has just been
Definitely, dude.
whipping
Tekken,
ass,
it's
man.
been now for like 7 years and it's still going hard. Like
And
the
it's going
Twitch
hard,
numbers
yeah.
are always consistent. The Twitch
100%.
numbers on Tekken, they're always high.
And I think Tekken 8 is just gonna bring so many more people, honestly. Tekken 8 looks
Yeah, because
fucking
it's a fresh
crazy.
start. It's what it needed. It needed a fresh start for people to catch up. The same thing for
100%.
Street Fighter. Like Street Fighter, I played 6 online before I played 5 online. And I remember telling you like it was way easier for me to get into 6 than into 5. But
Mhm.
like the fact that I got to play and like enjoy it for a second, and then I got to enjoy 5.
Mhm.
I think the same thing will happen with Tekken. Once Tekken 8 starts dropping some betas and shit,
Mhm.
7 is gonna explode even more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's gonna get way
Because people are
more
gonna
people. Yeah,
wanna like kind of be like, okay, well, I need to kind of brush up on 7 a little bit, which I probably will be doing.
yeah.
Um.
It's just like Street Fighter 5. People are coming back to Street Fighter 5 to enjoy the last couple of months of 5 and preparing for 6.
Mhm.
And such a good move, honestly.
Oh yeah. I think yeah. It's just I just wish MK does go the right direction. But in the meantime, I really am gonna be enjoying these other fighting games because
Oh
um,
yeah, definitely.
I did think I was gonna get really heavy into the King of Fighters, but it just did not scratch the itch that I really wanted it to.
Is it still
Um,
itching?
yeah, it's still itching, bro. Um, Street Fighter did
Oh,
a little bit. Um, Guilty Gear kind of. I think Guilty Gear I just didn't really get it that much. But Street Fighter 6 does seem fun. The demo is just not cutting it for me. I guess I don't know.
the demo, what you needed was an actual beta. I know you didn't get to enjoy the first beta, but I
Mhm.
feel like if you get to, they're not dropping a beta anymore. That's for sure. But dude, I'm telling you, get that shit day one if you can, and we'll play the whole day. You can count on me for fucking backing you up, cause
There you go. Thank you. But
that shit
yeah.
is the way to go right now. Cause you cannot live from an MK any longer. You can if you like it. I know you do like it, but it's not moving forward. It's not. It's a train that has stopped and it's going backwards now.
Oh yeah.
Um, Definitely. And then, like, I also have the itch. I had the itch for a big while. Guilty Gear did it for a bit. There was like 2 months that I grinded Guilty Gear, and then I still want to play Melty Blood. It's a little bit harder
You
right
know
now to
what?
play it.
That game was really fun. And Dragon Ball Fighters is really fun. Just the online is just fucking shit. Oh my gosh.
Dude, we grinded fighters for a good bit.
We did Grand Fighters for a
Because
good bit.
we picked it up really fast, and the only one who stayed was Bus. He was the only one, because he's a
Yeah,
Dragon
yeah,
Ball nerd in
yeah.
general,
Him
so
is
it
little
makes sense that he stayed.
Zlarping,
Don't
whatever.
get me started on his Twitter, bro. Um,
But it is a fun game. It is a
it is
fucking
a
fun
fun
game.
game. Okay, a little bit. I hate how it's like, it's basically just mix. I hate how it's basically just mix and like
It's just
on
like
like godlike
MKX on
reactions.
roids.
It's like if MKX had air dashes. Like it's so wild
Yeah.
that I hate how it's like basically just mix and godlike reactions. Cause like the game is fun, but competitive, I don't see how people fucking enjoy that shit, bro. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
you guessed
rough.
wrong. Touch of death. Goodbye. You didn't need Broly, bro. Just one touch and kill your Broly. Like, bro, give me a break. Like, it's definitely a different genre. It really popped off because it had air dashes, from what I remember. Um,
hmm
but it definitely has its community. It's a really
Oh
good
yeah.
game.
Well, the thing is everybody loves Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? Obviously, because you had the biggest names from every, I mean, obviously from the MK community, or NRS community, if you will, from Street Fighter to fucking even Smash players played that shit. And Goichi, who was Melty Blood slash
Yeah.
Guilty Gear, you know what I mean? So, I mean, you know what? Back to even Fresno's question, that probably was the most popular game for a good minute there. You know what I mean?
Actually,
Um,
when it came out along with other fighting games, no? Like the year it came out, I think it came out like. Let me search it up. Hold on.
I don't recall. I think it came out a good time. I remember the finals though were around the same time MKX were, if I'm not mistaken though, at Evo.
Came out 2017.
So it
Oh
came
yeah, it
out
came
like
out a
a
good
year or two.
time.
It came out
A
a year or
year
two
after like Street
after,
Fighter 5.
yeah,
Um,
and MKX.
it came out along with Injustice, I think.
Oh, Injustice, that's what it was.
Um, was released on 2018, start of 2018. Yeah, the start of 2018, and it was doing really good. I heard about fighters all the time.
hmm
Um, and it's still doing good. I mean, it's getting a patch.
Oh
It's
no,
getting
it's
into
great.
Evo.
We just all we're waiting for is rollback. You know, I
Yeah.
honestly that's kind of one thing that's stopping me from playing that game a lot or even grinding it because it's just like what for? You know what I mean? I mean, even when you and I play against each other, like sometimes it like ends up fucking up. Or when we play bus, like it's just bad playing with bus. You know what I mean?
The bus already has a bad connection, and now just add the
Yeah.
Dragon Ball connection. It's like, oh my god, it kicked me down harder.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it for what it's worth, really good game. I think going back to Melty Blood, really good game. It just needs more people.
Yeah.
It already has a good amount of people, but
I think
if
a
the game
game
was
like that
bigger,
should not be $50 though. You know what I mean? I think it's cheaper now, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. But like
it is the standard price. I respect it. Like if you want to play the game, I would drop to 50, no big deal. But it makes
I think
sense. I
that
also
one
understand why people don't.
and DNF was it DNF Duel?
Yeah.
Like those ones I think those are very I don't think there's any story. I don't think there's really much to those games. I don't think they should be 50 or standard price. I
Yeah,
think it should be a
their
little bit.
standard price of 50, which is it's not even standard anymore. A standard is 70 to
Oh,
$60,
there you
and they were
go. Yeah,
both
you're right. You're
50.
right. You're right. Yeah.
Um, I it is a little bit high, but like for a new game, a new fighting game, and it has support and
But what are you doing to bring me in though? Is what what I'm getting at. Like, okay, it's great that you have this good community. They have a great community. Don't get me wrong. Um, and but like, do you want to be known as you know, uh, let's be honest. There's no fighting game company or no company in general that's like, let's just stick to our little group here. You know what I mean? Um, you know, do something to pull me in,
Or
or I
I
mean,
mean,
not even just me,
that's
but
mainly
like
for.
I'm talking about as a general audience, pull me in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you see that
Give me some type of
with
gimmick.
bigger games. There's one Project L is attempting that, trying to
Yes,
pull in people, but that's because Project L doesn't really have
it's supposed to be free to
a
play.
it doesn't really have like a source of like an origin point. Like, it's
Well,
not
we
carrying
also
people
know,
over.
bro. We also know little to nothing about this game too. You know what I mean? We don't
Yeah,
know
like
when it's gonna come out. You know what I mean? We know all of a
yeah,
sudden.
they showed a little bit. They're trying to like give the people hope of like, oh, it's a tag team, it's
Yeah,
this, blah blah
now
blah.
it's a two v
It's
two.
gonna be free,
Yeah.
and but it didn't really have a community before. And the
Yeah.
thing with Melty Blood was like basically like a remake to an extent, and we hadn't got a remake in years. Melty Blood was huge. The previous Melty Blood,
Oh,
the
was it?
actress code again, it was huge, and it was just time for a
I
new
would
one. But
assume
it's a
in
really
Japan it's pretty huge.
yeah, it's a really small game, and for what it's worth, it is a fighting game. They're not selling you a story. They're not selling you whatever. They're selling you
True.
a fighting
True.
game.
It's true.
It's
And
it's
I
advertised
get
as
bare
a
bones
fighting
fighting
game.
games. I definitely get bare bones fighting games. And I get that not every fighting game has to have, and I've heard this in multiple podcasts too. It's like not every game has to have the NRS fucking chapters and story mode, but give me something to like the character. You know what I mean? I feel like in order for you to play the character, you gotta kind of like them a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, I mean it does have a small story. DNF does have a small story, like
hmm
an introduction to the character. Same thing for Melty, but like Melty, it's a game of a story. They don't explain to you the story. They
I see.
explain to you the character.
Right.
And DNF it also has a story. It introduces you into the story, but it doesn't really, you know, it's a story that you just go by fighting chapter by chapter. It's not really NRS type of story. Like NRS is a god for story, basically.
Yes.
Street
Whether
Fighter
you like
Five
the
was
story or not.
horrendous. Yeah, exactly. And in Street Fighter Five was so bad, people just faked that it didn't exist. Um,
Yeah. I don't know. I
and
didn't play it, so I couldn't tell you.
it's bad. It really goes down to like, you know what, they're just selling you a fighting game. They advertise it as a fighting game. They show you what's gonna be like the game plan of the game. What's the future of it? Whatever, blah blah blah. They sell it for 50. Cause I don't think they could sell it any lower. I've never seen games sell at 40 base price.
hmm
I've seen them sell at $20. I think 20 is the lowest, and 20 is like the bare minimum. I think Dragon Ball The Breakers was $20. I think
Mm.
it's a newer game. It's basically like Among Us but Dragon Ball characters.
Mm.
One of the characters is bad. You know who it is, but you have to like run away from him and defeat him as a team.
Mm.
And I think that's like the bare minimum price I've seen is like $20. Good, cause it goes from 20 to like 50. Um, yeah, I think it makes sense. They're not gonna sell a newer fighting game for $20. I've never seen that happen. They will discount it down to $20. They have. Discounts go on like 2 months after the game releases, two
Yeah,
or four
yeah,
months.
discounts, yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I just, like I said, if it's a bare bones game, like just arcade towers and online, you know, yeah, definitely it's $40 or something, Uh, you don't got bells and whistles, fine, that's fine. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I mean, me personally, I thought it was fine because they're not selling it at 70, which is just absurd. I think any $70 game needs to be like Elden Ring for me to buy it. Like this newer game came out like yesterday or the day before, Redfall. I don't know if you've seen it, but people are bashing it. Like it's like an Android game that sold for $70, and people are bashing the shit out of it.
What is
Now
the game
that makes
again?
sense. Redfall, I think it's called. Is it
Oh,
called
and it's
Redfall?
not long enough, or like what? It's just not a
It's
lot of
it's
content.
it's just really bad quality.
Hmm.
Like the AI is broken, the story is bad, the gameplay is bad, like the world
Hmm.
is bad, and it was like really incomplete. And it sold for $70, and people were hyping it for some reason. Like now, that's an example. I wouldn't pay 70 for that hot garbage, but if I would pay 50 for a fighting game that works fine, has free DLC, has support all over, that is alive,
Yeah.
and it will last more than 2 months compared to like Redfall. Redfall, it's been out for like 3 days, and it's already like the lowest rated game of fucking so far this year.
Hmm.
You, I swear, you're gonna stumble upon somebody bashing it because it's so bad.
Really,
Because I didn't even look for it; it found me. I didn't even look for it. Um,
it found me.
yeah, that's why I gave the pass to DNF and Melty. I think it's
Mm,
fine.
that's
They're
fair.
fun. They're fun. If they were 70, I would not buy them. That's for sure. Or even 60. Um, I just accept it as the base price. But
Right.
70, no way. I wouldn't even buy Street Fighter 5. I bought Street Fighter 5. I didn't even buy Street Fighter 5. I had it free.
Oh,
Cause
nice.
I wouldn't buy Street Fighter 5. I bought the DLC, yeah, sure, but
Yeah,
like
I got
the
Street Fighter 5 for free,
yeah, but like at
but
the
I don't
time where
have
I didn't want,
anything really.
yeah, at the time where I didn't want to play it, I would not have bought it. I bought the DLC because I enjoyed the game, but like that
Right.
like week that I did not enjoy the game, I would not have bought it,
Right.
the game. Like that's for sure.
Yeah, well, anybody else have any questions? Or SJ have any questions, anything you want to address?
No, I'm doing homework and I cannot finish.
But I think that's gonna wrap it up for me. Immortal, did you have any more questions? Sid has a small wiener. Munch, I'll give you guys a second, just in case you guys have a question.
You thought I was feeling you?
You thought it was funny?
Look at that Cammy video I sent you.
Oh
Dude,
boy.
she looks so good. Her and Chun-Li and Juri are gonna be in danger when that game
They look
drops, bro.
great, dude, honestly.
From me, I'm gonna be.
Why did you replay the same game twice? Oh, the
Don't worry
same
about
match.
it,
Oh, did I? Oh, my bad.
bro. Immortal, don't worry about it, bro. You're not learning from the match, so don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
you're paying attention to what we're saying. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. You know what? Um, if you know anybody, and I'm talking to people in chat, and I'll make a post about this too before I forget. Um, if you guys are listening to the podcast, if you guys want your fights to be featured, I think that'd be a pretty cool thing to do. Is to feature people's fights during the podcast. Um, just let me know. Um, Add me. All I have to do
You
is
thought I
just go
was feeling you?
to view leaderboards. Um, I will put in friends only, just like so. And of course, the shorter list of people will go on here. And I will look for you. And because I don't know, can you actually look for people's?
And I'll find you. No idea.
Because I don't think you can actually just straight up look for people's combat cards. I think you got to find it.
I
Um,
think it has to be on your recents, no?
or maybe, but yeah.
Since Tweety and Sikandar are beefing, what's everyone's favorite, most memorable?
Oh yeah, we'll talk
Huh?
about beefs maybe in
Wait,
the next
they're
podcast or
beefing? Did
something.
I miss something?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll talk about it in a bit. But um, I think that's it. So yeah, I'd like to have other people's stuff on here. Just it's cool to see other fights. Not just my own while I'm talking and shit. So um, but yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming through. It was a good podcast. SJ, thank you. Vape Coach and Choco, thank you. You guys have a good night. Much love.
Besos.
Best.